Hello there, this is my Intro to Communication Speech 3, and this is my audience, and she will be videoing this. Alright, this is my 3x5 inch note card, and I will be using this for some help along the way. So, let's start. Let me ask you a question. How creative are you? Who supplies you with that creativity? Who do you trust to facilitate it? These are important questions to ask because when we look at the answers, we find out just how exactly we'll create the things we want to. I myself can speak on this because I myself am a creative dreamer and have been one for years now. Creativity comes from within, but being able to take advantage of outside sources facilitating our vision makes the things we create all that more beautiful. By the end of this presentation, you'll have heard about some of the greatest facilitators of creativity. They are the people at Adobe who create solutions for people like me who have the necessity to create. See, Adobe is a company rooted in innovation and creative freedom, and so the way they structure themselves mirrors that to a T. You see, Adobe has many moving parts, such as their Creative Cloud that houses their creative apps and their more business-like apps like Adobe Acrobat. They also have their own magazine called Adobe Create, which houses lots and lots of rich detailed information on anything Adobe. Also, they have their own social media platform called Behance, which lets users log on and share the things that they've created with Adobe networks and software. This is my view of Adobe's structure. Academia.edu's review of Adobe's branding strategy says that it uses a fast twitch, slow twitch branding strategy, which is a metaphor for fast twitch, slow twitch muscles in the human body. And so this branding strategy allows Adobe to carry out long-term branding strategies in combination with quick changes that are able to be made at a moment's notice. And this flexible brand structure allows Adobe to consistently keep up with its creative customer base, and it shows that Adobe is really run by people who care about their consumer base. Daryl K. Taft, writer for eWeek, also talks about in his article the move to Creative Cloud subscriptions that Adobe made a couple years back. See, before they had the Creative Suite, which was an individual package of their apps, and now it's a Creative Cloud subscription. See, this was very foreign to a lot of the creative market at the time, but when Adobe saw their opportunity to create a more flexible brand structure and that it would be better for them and their customers, they did not hesitate. Adobe is also a brand devoted to friendly policies that will actually benefit people. See, like previously mentioned, Adobe made the switch to fully cloud-based operating. In an interview with McKinsey Quarterly, Mark Garrett, Adobe's chief financial officer, said that the customer is getting a better experience and greater value because we are operating in the cloud. We have a better read on customer needs. We know who signed up for Creative Cloud, which apps they downloaded, and which features they are using. We have predictive analytics and our own marketing tools to listen to our customers and to strengthen our relationships with them. See, this ideology speaks for pro-customer company policy. Adobe Chief Marketing Officer Ann Loons also said in another interview that data serves as the lifeblood of everything we do, and one of our biggest goals is to democratize data so that it's in the hands of every single Adobe marketer, enabling them to understand everything from the ROI of our marketing investment to what products and features are the most resident. See, Adobe clearly feels the need to analyze their customers' data, so to first off make better, more friendly, supportive customer policies, but also make their tools for creators better. See, through taking photos and then editing each of them in Adobe Photoshop or Lightroom, I see firsthand how much work goes into making each of these apps and these policies beneficial to the customer. See, whether it be adding student discounts to people for people who are in school and don't have a lot of money, or making basically every part of the user interface on every app fully customizable, to even allowing someone to seamlessly end a subscription, Adobe has implemented policies specifically meant to help benefit their customers and make life easier for them. Lastly, we know Adobe is a company that supplies artists with solutions to realize their creative visions with. Vault.com describes Adobe as a company that makes software that helps customers create, distribute, and manage digital content from the cloud. What is this digital content, though? Well, the answer to that question is, for the most part, the digital apps that Adobe produces. I'm speaking of Photoshop, Illustrator, Dreamweaver, After Effects, Premiere Pro, and myriads more. See, each of these applications has their own specific specialties and type of media, though. Photoshop is for editing drawn or digital creative masterpieces. Premiere Pro is for crafting cinematic sapphires, and Illustrator is for making drawn creative opuses. And this is just the tip of the iceberg too. I myself use the tools Lightroom, Photoshop, Premiere Pro, and Media Encoder to produce my content. And these artistic tools have been used to craft some of the greatest cinematic, drawn, animated, or written pieces of art out there. Anyone who, with will enough to learn the ins and outs of the software, because of its great depth and control, anyone can really produce anything truly original and worth celebrating. I, like previously mentioned, am an artist, and I think that if I, myself, and anyone else really who fully takes advantage of the software can really up their game and make something even more special than they would regularly. In my creative conclusion, I will say it again. Creativity comes from within ourselves, but through harnessing such useful and intuitive artistic tools that Adobe produces, we can bountifully boost the beauty of our work. And what better brand to represent that than Adobe? A flexible, cloud-based brand and company rooted in artistic and creative freedom that is also devoted to analyzing their customers' data and experiences so to improve the products that they provide to people all around the world. Adobe is not only a community, or not only a company, but also a community of artists who really care about what they're doing. So when you feel the need to create, trust your fellow artists to help make your creative reality, or make your creative vision a reality. Thank you.